Welcome back, and I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas from Broken Electronics. And in the grand tradition of ugly Christmas sweaters, here I am. All right, and my friend Santa back there has joined me. This is the continuation, of course, of the last week's video, the Facebook Marketplace rescue operation. Where I rescued a couple of older Mac computers, which may very well have simply been discarded had I not taken the trip down to go ahead and buy them at very small amounts of money. Last video ended up featuring the PowerMac G3, beaten up but still running. As I've commented in my last G3 series, those things are tanks. They just take so much abuse and they keep booting up and keep booting up. Now, the other machine, of course, that we got in that expedition was this PowerMac G5. And as I pointed out to you, I don't know much about it. The seller of the machine, Spanish speaking, and actually, speaks serviceable English, but there was problems in communicating. I wanted to try to get him to take some screenshots so we could see about this Mac and see System Profiler to get a better idea of what's going on with the machine, but it didn't happen. However, I figured for an hour and a half's drive and $50, how much have I got to lose? So I picked it up. Why don't we take a look at it now together? Stay tuned. This grand and powerful machine that we see here. We recognize it, of course, as a PowerMac G5 from the fact that there is only one optical drive slot. The Mac Pro, which otherwise has an identical case, has two, which would be covered up by this Apple sticker. And yeah, that's the exact sticker that Apple sends with all these Macs. All right. Is there a dent in there? Maybe it's covering up something. I don't know. And there are some scratches and things here. I don't know what this has been through. It's not the perfect looking machine. Power button, headphone jack, USB 2, FireWire 400. Now, quick look at the back side. We don't usually look at the back, but just so you can see, again, marks, scratches, some of which I'm sure can be cleaned up. A little tender loving care. Same kind of thing here in the top. The handles are just dirty. I mean, that's where they get carried. Here on the side. Yeah, I mean, that'll clean up. Generally, the door here isn't that bad. Let's take a look at the back here. Missing slot cover, which we can replace. One wonders, was there a PCIe card in there that has been removed? I really don't know. Okay, the 2 gigabit Ethernets. FireWire 800, more 400, digital audio, audio out, audio in, and 3 USB ports. You're going to recognize this instantly as a 2005 from the fact that the Ethernet ports are in the front, or on the top here. In the earlier versions, they were down here. Also up here, in the 2003 at least, you had places where you could plug in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antennas. This here is the Wi-Fi antenna built in. Whether there's a card in there or not, and I honestly don't know if there is. All right, so why don't we reset a bit, and we will take a look at the inside of the machine. Stay tuned. Okay, opening these machines up, not at all difficult. The arm there, which can be locked, by the way, and we simply remove the whole door. Now, the unique feature here is this acrylic air baffle that channels the cooling. We're going to take that out. Now, I told you that I don't know exactly what this machine is, and to be honest with you, I still don't. Down here, underneath here is the power supply, which caused a big problem. With the earlier air-cooled, the earlier liquid-cooled machines, if they started to leak, and many of them did, they'd leak right down into the power supply. Your RAM slot's over there, and I can take a look and see we've got 4 of the 8 possible slots. Maximum RAM in this machine is 16 gigabytes. There is 1 hard drive up here. I noticed something interesting. The screws that should be in place to insert a second hard drive in the lower bay are missing, which would lead one to believe that there was another hard drive in this machine that's been taken out and didn't bother to replace the screws. Interesting. We remember, that slot cover that's missing, which would tend to indicate, okay, there's a missing PCI card that was once in there. Or maybe not. Huh. Okay. There is supposed to be, right here, a bracket that attaches up and down, intended for extra long cards, so that they would sink in there. That's been removed, and I can see why. If you were going to plug in another graphics card, this does appear to be the default NVIDIA card. Look at that. The default NVIDIA card. But if you're going to plug in a graphics card that needs additional power, not from the PCI slot, the mini 6-pin connector is back in here, and extremely difficult to reach. I know, I've been there. So that's been taken out, I would guess, to make it easier to reach that. So I think there's been another graphics card in there. And I don't know what this is. It's been taped over. I'm not going to fuss with it right now, but oh, good heavens. I don't know, can you see back in there is what looks like tape? That's connected to the Molex connector for the optical drive. And this runs in here and it's connected in there. So there's been a mod done with this to draw additional power from the Molex right there, coming down in here. And I'm going to suspect, particularly with that missing slot, there's another graphics card in here, a double high graphics card that would require that slot to be taken out, would use the mini 6-pin there, and additional power, which they had to get from somewhere, so they got it from the Molex. Couldn't really get it from SATA. Well, I suppose they could have. You can split SATA power, but yeah, they determined to do it, and that almost looks like a version of the Pixelus mod, drawing SATA power from a Mac Pro. I'll be darned. Huh. So this machine has already become more interesting than I had initially thought. All right. Huh. All right. Back we go. And yeah, put it upside down. Good idea. You know, I've been commenting that the Mac Pro has an identical case. It's not exactly identical. The side doors, for example, are not exactly the same size. I learned that from It's My Natural Color. Tom Smith did a video. He had a Mac Pro, I think it was, yeah, a Mac Pro 1,1 2006, or one of the Mac Pros, but it had a Power Mac door on the side that didn't quite fit. All right, well, that's already been more interesting than I had thought it would be. Let's connect this up and boot it up. Good heavens. Stay tuned. Well, we gotta fire this up sometime. Lights are on. For some reason it opened the optical drive tray. Maybe that's because I was messing around in there looking at that mod in the IDE. This thing is liquid cooled. Hear that jet engine warming up sound? This is liquid cooled. It's booting up. That's worrisome. Actually, because you never know when liquid cooled is going to go on you. Okay. That's something connected to the monitor. Boy, this looks weird. Well, okay, it's obviously Leopard because you've got Time Machine and the Leopard System Preferences icon. Huh, I never saw that wallpaper. Although, there's a ton of wallpapers built into Leopard. I just always really liked, about this Mac, always really liked the Aurora Borealis wallpaper. What is this business here? What's going on with that? Oh my God. Look at this. Okay, I just opened something I didn't want to open. iWeb, go away. Okay, what I wanted to do, I hate this hidden dock thing. Okay, because you've got to see this. It's going to Universal Access, seeing, turn zoom on. Four by 2.5 gigahertz. This is a quad. This is a quad. Oh my God. This blows me away. You know, my first Mac was an iMac G5 I got in 2004. And I loved it. It was a great computer. The next year they came out with the Power Macs. And my God, Power Mac G5s. Did I want a Power Mac? and I wanted a quad. No way I could afford it then. I could justify spending the money, and now I own two of them. And this one will only cost $50. All right. Okay. PowerMac G5 quad, 11,2. All right. Now, this is, I realize this is very awkward because it's centered to the mouse. Yeah, NVIDIA GeForce 6600, that's the original card, but yeah, with all that modification work in there, somebody took out the bracket for the extended length cards so they could get at the mini 6-pin, and did whatever the heck that modification is on the Molex. Good gracious Lord. Check memory. Yeah, two 1 gigabyte modules and two 1/4 gigabyte modules, making the total of 2.5. How about disk burning? Yeah, it does burn. Both reads and writes DVDs and CDs. Take a check as to what it actually is. That doesn't really tell me much, tell you the truth. Serial ATA. Western Digital hard drive. 250 gig. Okay. Let's go back to normal here. Yeah, what is it with this extended thing? There's a box around it. I've never really seen anything like that. Applications. Yeah, what setting is making that weird stuff? Google Chrome, and of course, it's prohibited because that's Intel only. RIP DVD, same thing. Huh. Newmark. Audio USB audio panel. Okay, this, you'd spend a lot of time looking at this. What does that say? Snow Leopard DMG. Huh. And you can't click on things when they're in that box. As soon as you click on it, the box happens, and then you can't click anymore. Oh, how weird is this? King of Queens. Views installer. Gosh, that looks like it's a mounted disk image. Huh. Okay, there's some weird stuff in here. I'm gonna just poke around on this a little bit on my own and see if I can figure out some of what's going on with this. So stay tuned. All right, as best I can figure out. Now, somebody obviously modified this machine and then undid a lot of the modifications. There was at least there was the one other hard drive in there. Whether this hard drive is one of the original ones, I don't know. Graphics card, obviously some heavy duty modifications for graphics card had to have been done. Maybe there was more RAM in there at one point, and again they took out and put in whatever they had left over. And then there are applications in there that appeared. There's one, Virtual DJ. There are a variety of audio applications in there, and a small number of Intel-only applications that obviously can't work. As well as that Snow Leopard installer, and there's a Leopard installer up there, and BSD, or no, wait a minute, install ESD disk image. Huh. I'm mounting the disk image. I hadn't done that. Because this Snow Leopard. Okay, instructions. Welcome to Snow Leopard installation instructions. Okay. System requirements. To upgrade to Snow Leopard, install Snow Leopard, you must have a Mac with an Intel processor. So this has nothing to do with that beta build that so many of us have been having a lot of fun with exploring. And let's eject that. No, it's just somebody trying to install Snow Leopard on a Mac that cannot run Snow Leopard, making me wonder, did somebody at some point, maybe after all those modifications, think this was a Mac Pro that was trying to set it up? That modification for the graphics card, could they have been trying to use a graphics card that would only work on a Mac Pro? Gosh, and there's no way of finding out for sure. All right, well, anyway, we're not gonna know. But what is actually now going to happen to this machine? I mean, I've been thinking, well, I'll get it and try to flip it maybe, but my God, it's a quad. I can't just give up on a quad. So, I'm going to do some things. I'm going to do some upgrades on this, although I had no intention of doing that. I'm going to have to. That's going to involve, new install, SSDs, that whole bit, Mega RAM, the whole thing. I don't know about graphics card, because actually the NVIDIA 6600 is a decent graphics card. But anyway, this is pretty amazing. Yeah, and the reality of it. Santa did come early. Thank you, Santa. I was not expecting this at all. Oh, good Lord. Well, my friends, be good to other people. Other people certainly deserve it, particularly at this time of year. Be good to yourselves, because you deserve it, and you want to have the best and most joyous of times in this holy time period. We can make this world a better place, but it isn't yet. So take very, very good and careful care. So we're going to be back. We'll have, a video on the G3 again that came from the same expedition. At least another video, couple videos. Who knows what I may end up doing with this machine. And a whole bunches of other stuff. I won't get to the upgrades on this one and that G3 for a while yet. I have other projects and I have things going on for Christmas. But anyhow, until all of those things come in there, have a very wonderful, joyous, and very blessed Christmas from Broken Electronics.